Welcome back. For this video I thought I'd do a bit of a vlog because I've got a problem with my sofa. It's a DFS sofa and it was bought on finance. I don't normally do finance, but it was 0% over so many years, so why not? It's better to be paying it over some time than it is to pay it all at once. If it's 0%, you can afford the payments and it doesn't cost you any extra. However, the problem is we're just 2 or 3 years down the line and this sofa has already developed problems. It's dipping and it's making noise. Listen to this. So you can hear from that clearly this doesn't sound like it should. Now, I'm not talking about the noise of Jeff, the robotic vacuum in the background over there, but I'm talking about the clanking and the mechanical noise of this sofa as the footrest is coming out. So I filed a request to have it looked at with the finance company, because if you're not aware of this, if something is bought on finance, then under the Consumer Credit Act, Section 75, the finance company are jointly liable for any claim against the trader that sold you the products in the first place. One of the reasons that it's a good idea if you can get something on 0% finance so it doesn't cost you any extra, because you get the benefit of being protected by the finance company as well. So you can join them both as defendants if ever you have to claim. So I made this complaint to them and said that the sofa's dipping and it's making lots of mechanical noise, and clearly it shouldn't really be doing that. So they then said, well, actually the interesting thing is initially they said to me, well, I don't know how much you know about the law, they said, but you have an initial 30 days to reject something if it's not good enough, and then you have 6 months to get a repair or replacement. But unfortunately, now I hate the word unfortunately, something might be unfortunate, but it doesn't make it any different by using the word unfortunate. Just say it as it is. Maybe that's the lawyer in me.
Motion detected at the gate.
She said, unfortunately, you're outside of this first 30 days and 6 months within which you could make a claim under Section 75. Now that was misleading and, well, plain wrong actually, because that doesn't really mean anything, because the first 30 days is an initial period within which I can reject something under the broken terms of the Consumer Rights Act that are implied into the agreement, i.e. satisfactory quality, fit for purpose, and so on. But also the first 6 months, there is a right to a repair or replacement if one of those terms are broken. And the burden is on the retailer within the first 6 months to prove that there was nothing wrong with it. And then after the 6 months, it's for me to prove that it should have been defective when I bought it, or there is an inherent problem or design flaw, manufacturing flaw with the product that led to the problem that ultimately ensues. But the wording that she used, as I said, it was plain wrong. She said, I'm outside of the period within which I can make a claim under Section 75. Because I'm outside of this first 30 days and I'm outside of the first 6 months. Now that's wrong, because the limit for making a claim for simple contract, which this is, it's a simple contract purchase, is 6 years, not 6 months, and certainly not 30 days. So this afternoon, I have DFS coming out to inspect this sofa to see what they think of it. Now, I'm sitting here recording this in anticipation of the coming this afternoon. I can tell you that I expect them to say, well, this is normal wear and tear. Nothing wrong with that, nothing mechanically wrong with it, nothing we'll do about it. That's what I expect. I hope I'm wrong, but I will come back later on after they've been and I'll let you know what they say. And then we'll have a little bit more discussion about the law, what I might do, and where we go from here. So you'll hear from me again after the visit. Well, I have to say I'm really quite impressed and I'm quite pleased because the noise for the moment seems to have gone. Apart from the leather, obviously. So yeah, I have to say DFS have been really good. They sent someone out. He's tightened up all the bolts because lots of bolts inside were loose. He's replaced a spring just in case it was that spring that was causing some of the problem, because that's where some of the noise was coming from. He's lubricated all of the joints. Obviously, it's a mechanical product. Everything is moving. So he's lubricated all those joints. And for now, fingers crossed, it seems to be okay. So hats off to DFS, all praise where it's due. There was no charge for the visit. They came out, This is obviously not a sponsored video because I'm telling you exactly what happened contemporaneously because he's just left, which is why I'm at home today. When you see all these videos going out, this probably is not going out today, but hey ho. But all praise to DFS really, because it seems to be okay. The dipping, he said, won't get any worse, but he said if it does, DFS will do the work to replace the foam for free. We would have to pay for the foam if we did want it replacing, but they would do the work to have it replaced for free. So I'm really quite pleased about that as well. But the main thing for me is that the noise seems to have stopped. Apart from the leather, obviously. But the mechanical noise that the sofa was making before has stopped. So I'm really quite pleased about that. I really didn't want the hassle of going through a whole complaint and having to get the thing replaced. So as I say, sometimes you just need to know what your rights are, what the legal position is, and hopefully I do that for you here on my channel. And with this sofa, this is just one such incident where if it wasn't for the fact that I knew what the rights are and what the time limits are and what they're not, perhaps the finance company wouldn't have been so interested in taking it up. I actually do think DFS would have taken it up, judging by the way that they've approached it today. And so I have to say, I think DFS have done a brilliant job and a brilliant service. It's a couple of years after I've purchased it, and they came out for free. They've tightened all the bolts. They've sorted it out, at least for now. Fingers crossed, it's okay. So I hope you found that interesting, and please do remember to like the video and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.